think that did it. Let me double check we got the audio going here. Audio's looking pretty good. Alright. There we go. Alright. Oh. Alright, so long story short, my last missile didn't go so well. I want to build a new one that's just a little bit better. Looks like it is going to have to use hydrogen after all. It's unfortunate, but if I make it large enough, it'll be worth it. So we'll do... Stick with silver for now as always. Till we think of a color palette. Do I want to make it large grid? I feel like that's pretty appropriate, given what it is. Yeah, I don't see much other option other than... That would look pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever used the industrial hydrogen tank. That looks pretty sick. I mean, obviously it's less useful, but... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that looks awesome. Why have I never thought to do that? What? That's awesome. What? How come I've never thought of that until now? That's so cool looking. It's a really nice combo. If I was making like a little small large grid ship, I'd just have two of those. Little mining vessel. Get a nice little, Yeah, why don't we build a little mining vessel for now? But instead of little, let's make it a bit larger. If I'm going large grid, I want to be mining large amounts of things. Oh wait, that reminds me, we were working on something like that yesterday. Huh. I gotta find one thing and stick to it. God, am I gonna build the missile? Am I gonna build the mining ship? That feels pretty appropriate size for a missile. Well, I want this to be small grid though, so that I can carry my small grid things. I'm not quite sure what side this would have to be on the small grid. I mean, obviously quite a bit, but we'll need ion, or not. Yeah, it is ion thrusters, isn't it? Alright, and now, let me think. I mean, kind of atmospheric. I don't really need atmospheric, but I suppose it might be like a little bit helpful at the beginning there. So yeah, we'll add it. So first things first, what's the hydrogen arrangement going to be? What's a 3x3 of these rockets look like? Okay, that's like the minimum size this can be. That's like the minimum to haul these things into the air. I guess I should ask, how many thrusters do I want then? How many of these do I want this to carry? Let's have it carry whatever it is. Let's have it carry like 12 to 16 missiles. I feel like that's the appropriate amount to be building an AI missile. Like if you're not able to pretty much guarantee the destruction of the target, there's not a whole lot of incentive to build something that intentionally destroys itself. So this is 6. And I feel that's still like a pretty laughable amount. This will be a fully automated system. So it doesn't really matter if it's a lot of resources because you're not going to lose them. This isn't the part that goes and attacks something. But if you're building this, it's because you do have the resources to build missiles, so presumably that's not like the largest issue in the world. But, you know, want to make this still practical. Let's see. We got... Oh, that's the first. Oops. There we go. There we go. What if I made it... Like, I feel like 4 times this size is the exact amount I want. So if I just double this like this... Yep. Well, that's kind of just being... There's no reason to build something small grid like that when you could just build large grid. But I feel like that's kind of the fun of it, is there's no reason to build something like this, yet it is. But, I mean, I think we're getting a large to small grid connector block, so I might as well do large thrusters. Let's try to keep the thrusters large. So we need ion thrusters, I know that. We need hydrogen thrusters, in fact we need hydrogen everything. And then what else? I think that'll be it for now, but let's get batteries in there as well. So where to start with this? I haven't built with large grid in a while, but it's definitely necessary for this. So if it's going to be ginormous anyway, I guess large grid is better suited for this, because I will still have the attention to detail the small grid I want, because I'll just make this unreasonable in scale. I feel like 5 minimum. I'd argue like... Actually 4 is pretty good. 4 seems about right. Yeah, we'll do 4. Actually looks more accurate, or a little bit better than I expected. Yeah, that's... What's the missile look like compared to this? Obviously, I'm gonna have to rework the missile, but can it hold like 2 or 3 per side? That's the question. Yeah, okay. Well, that puts it into scale a little bit better. Large grid certainly doesn't mean impossibly giant grid. So actually, that's pretty entry level, I guess. How about we bring it up to 5, and then we'll surround it with some smaller thrusters. I feel like that would make sense. That's not 5. That's 6. At least it's even. So I guess 6. And we'll do a row of conveyors. Kind of wondering if I need to launch like a large ship into space and I don't have the ability to do it. Like for instance, if I want to build like a space station, how would I deliver that? I feel like this is large enough to build. I could definitely put satellites in it. Yeah. Okay, let me stand on it. That'll put it better into perspective. Okay. I don't want to go too large with this, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like this isn't going to do much. Oops. I feel like I gotta be building this too big, but I mean, hey, it'll lift stuff. You can't say it won't. I mean, Jesus, this is like a capital lifting vessel. Alright, now I should definitely shape it. Don't just want a big cube. So what is this? Do a little bit of measurement. 33. Interesting. By what? Okay, so this is one row too high. There we go. And now this is the middle. Cool. So we'll go 1, 2. Alright, making circles is probably the most difficult part of this game. I mean, obviously it's not Minecraft, but it is. It's a lot of cubes. Certainly a lot of cubes. Alright, that's circular. Yeah, okay, this doesn't feel too unreasonable now that it's not a cube. That's definitely within reason. Not within good reason, but within reason for certain. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, if I want it to be a lot of atmospheric thrusters. Oh wait, wasn't the whole point it was not hydrogen based? It was electricity based, and then we'd make a solar farm for it. This is why I only play this game in the morning or in the middle of the day, not at night. Really should have done the stream earlier like I intended. Okay. I've decided I don't like that. It could be an atmospheric thruster then. What do these look like? Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that part. So is that the same height? I feel like it's a block taller. It is. I know I keep deleting this, but honestly I feel like it'd probably be better off if I just had a center to it. In fact, I should probably start with an inset connector just so I don't make that mistake again. Like I said, not the best at working with large grid. That is not something I've used before today, or yesterday I suppose. I always use small grid, so this is really weird. But I'll see what I can do. Wait, why do I need a connector? This is a... Oh my god. It's electric. Why do I need a connector for something that's a... Because I was like, oh, well, I need a connector so I can put the hydrogen in, of course. What hydrogen? It's electric. It's solar powered. It's like the whole point of this is to bring my missiles into the air. Because they're solar powered, or because they're not able to make it themselves, and I don't want to use hydrogen on them. The whole point of them is they're electric. Yeah. So I am actually live if that's what you're asking. This isn't just like me playing some sort of a video or something. I've seen those, so I know what you're talking about if that's the case. But if you're looking for, if you have a request you want me to build, I'll make like one or two? Splitsy. I haven't heard of that person, but I don't watch a whole lot of video game YouTube. I just really like this game. It's a great game. Yeah. I haven't gotten a whole lot done. That's the unfortunate part of playing this game almost exclusively past midnight. I seem to wait till my brain is at its lowest capacity before I start playing this game. To always make sure I gotta rebuild the things like 20 times in a row. This is like the third time I built the base of this thing. Fun stuff though. Hmm. Oh, that's what I'm missing. So I haven't done like these layers. I guess I'll start here. I don't know, that looks a little bulky. Maybe I'll keep one there. That's such a good comment, yeah. The more you play this game, Clang just slowly drains bit by bit of your sanity away. Oh, is that what I did on this side too? So that might actually be even. Hmm. Doesn't help when the blocks are a little bit out of render distance. That seems pretty even, right? Got everything equidistant. Okay, that's a flaw right there. That must have been what I placed. Yeah. So we'll get rid of that. That's fine. Or I guess that does look kind of nice there, doesn't it? Hmm. Okay, I'll keep that. I'll keep that because it looks cool. Yeah, this is gonna go to planets for sure. Here, I'll show you. It's kind of inspired by this other one I built. Oh, is it not called the Pioneer? Oh, the Pioneer is the top part. I forgot I called it the Homesteader. There's two different parts of this thing. I don't know if you've seen the, what is it called? Small Pirate Facility. I think it's a small one because it's a little, tiny one. If you do the Earth planet scenario, you'll see it pretty close to you. It's like 6 kilometers away. Long story short, this thing automatically will go to. I think I had it set to go to the Mars planet. It's meant to help you go to Mars for the first time. So if you launch there, it has solar panels. It has the ability to refine. It has hydrogen storage. It's all AI driven, so you can just be chilling in your ship, and you don't need to use a warp drive. It'll just go at 100 grid speed or whatever it is in vanilla. 300 in SE2, and you'll just be able to vibe in your ship. What is it? You got your refining area here, some solar power. Up here is the actual thing itself. This does shoot off from the craft midair. Like as it's coming in for a landing, this part automatically shoots off. It deploys some parachutes and lands safely. It's pretty fun. I really enjoyed large grid when I used to use it. So you build these things quite fast. But yeah, I just love building little buildings and stuff like that in this game. So this was just a fun one to see if I could make basically. I always make missiles in this game, so I wanted to see if I could make a missile that instead of destroying stuff, it builds stuff. So that's something that'll shoot you gives you a little car, gives you a little refining area, a little energy area, a little recharge area, and then also a house. So this will probably be the like super giant version of that is the goal. So since that one pretty much took care of every conceivable need, I don't know what this will do. I mean, that thing, it did everything short of like do your chores for you. So for this upgraded version of it, this larger version of it, I think it'll mostly be used to do something like, if I need to get a ship into atmosphere, if I need to get like a space station into atmosphere, and I don't have like the fuel or the hydrogen to get it out there, this is like a fully electric, I don't know, would you call it a hauler? I think someone corrected me yesterday and said it's actually called a spaceship, like the very standard definition of the word spaceship. But long story short, it'll have a little internal compartment and you'll be able to deploy whatever you want automatically. Everything I do in this game I try to automate. But like I said, it's 2 a.m. Oh, it's not 2 a.m. It's 11 a.m. where I'm at. Nearly midnight. We'll see how close to that I get tonight. That sounds like a project more for the morning. Yeah, freighter. Something like that. Something like that. Because I feel like this would be a good delivery vehicle. When I was building a fully electric missile. I have a hydrogen one, but I already have the hydrogen one. It already works perfectly. So I just thought, okay, well I'll just build a non-hydrogen one as a challenge. So I built this electric one and it's fine, but it keeps struggling to get out of atmosphere sometimes. So I just wanted to build something that could carry like a bunch of these and then deploy a whole volley at them at once. 12 hours apart, yeah. Yeah, time zones are crazy. Who's it? There's someone a few days ago who they said that it was like 8 p.m. their time. I was like, what in the world? It's almost morning for me. It's crazy. But yeah, long story short, when I was building that, I was like, hey, I didn't even know you could actually do a transition. I thought you had to use hydrogen to get out of the atmosphere. Turns out, nope. You just need enough ion and atmospheric thrusters. You can somehow manage that. So that's what I'm going for now. It's just a lot cheaper. 11:25, yeah. That's what it is for me here as well, but sounds like you're at AM, whereas it's PM here. Oh, did I say it was 11 AM? I meant it was 11 PM. Is this still one block short of this? Because I want these to be the same height. It is. Okay. A little bit extra battery capacity. Yeah, same time zone it seems. Yeah, I never realized that. I always thought that's like the whole point of hydrogen is, oh, okay, the atmospheric thrusters and hydrogen thrusters. I knew atmospheric would kick in, or loses its, I think it's around 5k to 7k, it completely loses its ability to thrust. And I know the ion kick on, but I thought they'd be like so weak and degraded by the atmosphere that it was kind of just like a for show thing that they enable. So that's good to know. That was kind of the fun of that missile. So I was like, oh, okay. If you get the timing right, you have enough thrusters, it's possible for sure. But also from that missile I learned, okay, if you have the right angular momentum, you can just deploy something and then just fly off pretty easily. So with that said, I was thinking maybe I could use this to deliver supplies places. So yeah, kind of like that freighter idea. Just, it flies by your base, it drops off, maybe another base. I mean, quite literally, this is large enough to bring another house. I mean, it could bring the ones, what is it, the Pioneer? Or the Homesteader? It could fit like 10 of those in this. So I could shoot ships that shoot bases by the dozens from this thing, which would be quite a funny thing to see. But yeah, this is basically like a capital class space elevator slash like freight spaceship, I guess. That's just all electric, because again, hate getting hydrogen, hate farming ice, it's so annoying for me. So hopefully just fuel this with solar. Oop, did I cover up the gap over here? Oh, I guess I can. Oh, is that like that's like a perfectly spaced gap for me to build stuff here. That's cool. So remember that. Maybe that's where the landing gear will come from. Do you play creative mostly? Yeah, I have nearly 1,600 hours in creative, and I think I have like 16 hours in survival. I like survival. It's just the main thing I want to do in survival is build, so I might as well just play creative. Yeah, it does need. Oh yeah, gyros. That's a good thing to put there. That's a good idea. But yeah, most of my stuff is intended to be used in survival. Like I always test it in survival. I always make sure it works in survival. It's always vanilla scriptless so that you can use it on official servers. But I just find that yeah, very little need to play survival when I could just build ships. I speculate. Yeah, survival's a grind. I know. I've played 16 hours, and I kid you not, I think maybe 6 to 8 of those hours I've been using the hand drill and just digging rocks and then transporting them to and from my little basic refinery. Where should I go next with this? Well, I definitely need the side thrusters. But if I have atmospheric ones, I'll put that in the middle. There we go. How tall should this be? Let's go with 30 for now. It'll be taller, but I don't want to lose track of how many I'm building. Yeah, the hand mining thing. Worst thing you could possibly do. What is it? I can't remember what I had done. I had done something along the lines of I accidentally damaged my survival kit, and then I ran out of power, so I couldn't rebuild it with my welder. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of math. I know if you look at the wiki, that honestly wouldn't even be like a bad thing to do on stream. Is just go to the wiki, see what the ratio is there. Oh, I see. I see why that's messed up. There we go. Because yeah, on the wiki it has the ratio for the thrust and everything, so you actually could figure it out. And then like the escape velocity per pound or kilogram, I suppose. Yeah, that's a really good idea, honestly, because you'd actually be able to calculate how many of these you need. I mean, when you're building like a missile type thing, I feel like it's usually because you're trying to save as much on it as possible. I mean, not a whole lot of reason to make a giant tube. Doesn't look, it's just a big worm. Doesn't look that cool, uh, oftentimes. So, it's more of just an expense saving thing. I want to try to make this look cool though. I have a feeling there's got to be some way to make it look cool. I mean, it's a rocket ship. It's hard not to look cool, just being a rocket ship. I mean, we got Space Engineers 2 coming up. We got the increased grid limit. One of my builds that I'm currently working on, that small grid, I think it's 68 megabytes or something like that. If we're gonna be able to have a larger file size, grid limit, block limit, all that good stuff, gotta build some crazy things right beforehand. Oh yeah, large atmospheric and large ion. I know hydrogen's like significantly better, but you know, it's kind of just trying to not use that. It's the whole challenge. There we go. Obviously I can slim this down. It's not like I need every single one of these thrusters. It's just, you know, want to get them placed down before I get a feel for what the ship looks like before I start sculpting a little bit. You know, start with a cube, mold it down to a circle, kind of same process here. Not to make it sound more serious than it is. I am not taking this very seriously, but it's a it's a fun little technique to save you some time. Yeah, it's gonna be forever for survival and planets. Thankfully for me, I don't really play those, so survival's not the biggest concern to me. I think if anything, survival will be released right around the time I'll finally built enough ships to be willing to play it. Because again, if I'm gonna design ships, well, I want it to be a blueprint of like a well-designed ship. But I guess the fun in survival might be, designing ships for the first time and only time in that world. So, I might be missing part of the fun there. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's take this. Where am I going to make the center of this? Let me just make these match up real quick. Before I accidentally unalign this and then have to spend 10 minutes fixing it. Yeah, true, it's a game. So, it's about having fun, isn't it? It's always how I feel when I see metas in like Call of Duty. It's kind of why I stopped playing. I don't care about the meta, bro. I'm just trying to have fun. Just trying to have a good time here. It's called entertainment, not work. So I'm not trying to take it serious. Yeah, modularity is pretty much the main thing I'm hoping for now. I've already made modules. Like, let me see. Like, I already have thruster modules and stuff like that, where I have these custom little. Oh, bye, fella. I have these fellas where they're just spaced apart just enough that they don't burn each other, but they still give the thrust. So I just built giant modular versions of these, stuff like this I want to put on my ships in SE2. Build more stuff like that. Ion thrusters are 100. Okay, 100 newtons a kilogram. So let's see what the thrust on this is. I always forget how I see the grid weight info. So dry mass 59 million. So at 100 newtons we'd need. Does that mean we need 59,000 thrusters? Wait, no, because divided by 100, so it'd be 5,900 thrusters. Nope, 59. It'd be 590. So yeah, we should have more than enough. 590. But how much do these output? Oh, meganewtons? Oh, wow. Okay, well, if these are putting out, wait, let's say meganewtons or megawatts. If those put out meganewtons, I feel like probably doing good. Oh, it's higher on the ion thruster side? Hmm. Thankfully, as you saw with that one, what is that? This thing. There is a little bit of a workaround to that, thankfully. It doesn't look realistic, but again, it's a game. We have fun here. If you space them out just enough apart, they won't damage each other. So maybe I'll do that. Ten to 1, wow. Tell you what. Let's leave that then, because that's way more ion thrusters than I thought. So the atmospheric is the secondary, then you're saying. That makes sense, though. That makes sense. I was kind of under the impression it's like... Oh, true. Yeah, Google AI, that'll do some good math for you. Give some good advice. The thing I found out with this other thruster, or with this other missile I designed, is if you get fast enough with the atmospheric thrusters, that momentum obviously carries over into the atmosphere, and then you kind of just need the ion thrusters to stem the bleeding. So for mine, for instance, it'd get up to like 300 miles per hour, or 300 kilometers a second, but then it would drain that speed as it got out of atmosphere because it didn't have enough to get itself out, but it had enough to make sure that it would get to just out of atmosphere, just to where the ion thrusters would start adding speed instead of subtracting it, before it had lost all its speed. I think it got down to like 40 kilometers per second, or I mean 40 meters per second before it started speeding back up. So, you know, any less than that, it would have just started falling, which is what ended up happening last stream. Is I had a little too much weight, and it was so finely tuned that it just started falling every time. So let's see. The reason I tried to avoid these is they're kind of like a weird shape, but I guess you can get them into a cube. That's pretty cuboid. Wait, that cannot possibly be large grid. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that cannot possibly be large grid. Yeah, exactly. Thankfully for mine, it was pretty lightweight, so it didn't weigh that much. So the limited amount of ion thrusters were able to stem the bleeding for just long enough. But for this new one that I'm building, you're right. I definitely will probably need a lot more ion thrusters. I didn't realize they did the majority of the heavy lifting, quite literally. Let's see. So this is 5x5, right? 4x5, 4x6, but it looks like a cube. That's confusing. 4x6 makes it a cube. That's some math. Oh, I see. Because it's a weird shape. Oh. Actually, you know what? Yeah, put ions where the atoms are. I'll just basically invert it. So here we go. Maybe this is a little bit more reasonable in scale. I might have went a little too big with the last one. So maybe something more like this. And obviously I'll sculpt it down a little bit, but here, give me just like 30 seconds. Let me go grab some water real quick. If I'm going to be talking, I might as well get some water over here. And I'll be back in like 30 seconds. We'll sculpt this down and start working on the other part. Sorry about that. Saw my cat in the hallway. Had to go get a pet real quick. Alright, let's get right to shaping this. I don't know, I feel like when I started playing this game, every time I deleted a build, I got so upset because I'm like, oh dude, I just wasted all that time, but I feel like you learn more from the deleted builds than the non-deleted ones, honestly. I feel like all the deleted builds I've made far outnumber all the deleted, or all the ones I've kept. I mean, shoot, I've even deleted a lot of the blueprints I've had, but you know, you live and you learn, you live and you learn. Now I know ion thrusters are way more important than I thought they were, so can't say I didn't benefit. Well, hey, now that can't be right. Oh, I see. This looks incorrect. What about this looks wrong? I can't put my finger on it. I think it's this. Yeah. Something about that looks wrong. I'm not quite sure what. not quite spherical. Maybe it needs to... Oh, okay, okay. Here we go. Maybe that's where the Atmos will go. Put some atmospheric thrusters right there. Yeah, I feel like I should download some mods. While I wait for Space Engineers 2, just to keep the game fresh. I don't know. I'm a bit of a vanilla and scriptless addict, I suppose, is the best word for it. It's as if I really, like, outright refuse to not use vanilla scriptless, so that it would work on official servers, despite the fact that, again, cannot reiterate this enough, I don't play survival. So it's like why I insist on restricting myself to the official server guidelines, I really couldn't tell you. I'll never pop in there, but it is. If you were on the official server, it'd work. Yeah, I'd really like to play survival. I think Space Engineers 2, once there's a little bit more content around it, when there's lore, it's a lot easier for me to get into a game. Like, I'll be honest, I know Starfield got a lot of hate. I kinda liked it. In fact, I quite liked it. It was really enjoyable for me. Any game with just a solid narrative I enjoy. And even Starfield didn't even have the most solid narrative, and I still enjoyed it, so... If it's even a half-baked narrative, I'll be loving it, so... Okay. So now what do I do from there? Is that 5? Okay, this is looking more circular. Yeah, any particular video of his you want to recommend, I'll be sure to check it out. Always looking to see some other Space Engineers content creators. Man, I'm not sure how to make these into a circle. Let me start from square one here, just work our way out. So I guess my issue is I'm treating it like it's not 2 by 1, and it is. Is it 2 by 1? Is that the right word? It's 2 by 3. Shows you how often I use large grid. Not my forte. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to make like a space station or orbital base. Like, I feel like that's kind of the direction I'm getting at with this new ship is, you know, this will help me carry supplies into orbit to where if I were to want to build a space station, it might actually be possible. But I don't feel like Space Engineers, as much as I love this game, I don't think it's ever been able to support space stations. I don't think the game has the PCU capacity to even support one, not to mention, you know, multiple per server. Which, you know, call it a bit unfortunate, if you will. It is what it is, I guess. Tell you what, I think the issue is it's not around like a uniform center. So let me do a 3 by 3. Or no, let me just do 1. Let me keep it to 1 for now. Then we'll build it around that. Hopefully that makes this a little bit easier to keep track of. Because I am having a... Only thing worse than playing Space Engineers at... What is it? Nearly 12 a.m. Can you send links in chat? I'm not sure, honestly. You could tell me the name of the video though. I could definitely look up the name of the video. I don't know if you can send links. I haven't tried it, honestly. Yeah, give it a shot. We're learning today. We'll see. I'm a little new to this Space Engineer stream and stuff, so looks like we'll both be learning at the same time here. Yeah, I don't see the. I don't know if you sent the link, but I don't see it. I'll just search it on my phone real quick though. You said it's Splitsy. Oh, I've seen this channel. Is this the Pandemic Playground guy? Is that this guy? I feel like I've seen this guy. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be sure to give that a look. Yeah, no, okay. Pandemic Playground I looked up. Pandemic Playground was ran by you'll never guess this. Pandemic Playground. So no, Splitsy's a different content creator. A little bit of a similar thumbnail, but then again, the thumbnails of space engineers. Who would have guessed? In a space engineers content stream, or a content video, they might perhaps use space engineers in the thumbnail. That's fair, that's fair. Where's my small warfare? There we go. Boom. Then I'll just remove the center from that, because it doesn't actually need to be... What is it? It doesn't actually need to be an atmospheric thruster, I just needed something there that was a little bit uniform. So let's see, if I bring this out one more, I wanna make this 5 on each side if I can. Hopefully that doesn't cause anything weird. This 2x3 shape is... I understand why it's the 2x3 shape. It's, you know, you want it to be a little bit slimmer than the atmospheric thruster. But, good God, it's so hard to work with. I gotta say, the shape of this thing has come in handy far more times than it's been inconvenient, though. I'll give it that. True. I'm not sure what else is gonna go there. Maybe I'll put a, see if I can fit a cargo container there. Maybe I will put some sort of inset. Oh, yeah, what do you know? Yeah, and we'll put an inset connector there. I mean, it doesn't need hydrogen. In fact, again, the whole point of this was to not use hydrogen and to be fully electric, but... Makes you think, you know, we could put something there. You know, it doesn't have to exclusively haul missiles to the surface. Maybe this will be some sort of, like, expedition craft or something. Maybe this ends up being something completely different than what I intended. Who knows? We'll feel the build out as it goes. What are your thoughts on the water coming up to Space Engineers 2? I know it'll come later in the beta, but I'm pretty excited for that. I think submarines are going to be my next big time investment in this game. Right now it's AI missiles. Next up it'll definitely be submarines. The connector proboscis, yeah. Alright. Survival, maybe. Look that up. Split C survival, maybe. Oh yeah, 112 videos. Awesome. Go ahead and save that so I can check that out later. Yeah, I'd like to see survival. I'm sure, especially multiplayer, survival is really fun. I feel like you'd have to play it multiplayer. And I don't know if I can convince any of my friends to grind rocks for 8 hours straight, so that probably won't be happening. Yeah, I'll be sure to check them out. I don't know how much longer I have in me on this stream before I'll be a little too tired to continue, but when I tap out, I'll be sure to check out some of his videos. I don't think I've ever used the default atmospheric thruster. That looks really cool. That honestly fits pretty well. Why have I never used that? I always use the sci-fi ones. That looks really nice. Wow. Learn something new every day. Give them all mining rigs. That's true, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I played it with a friend one time, but it's a little bit of a time-consuming game. I mean, as you can see, even me just getting the base of this built, it's taking me like an hour, even though I'm a little sleep deprived. I mean, when I first started streaming this game a couple days ago, I tried doing like a 15-minute build challenge, you know, kind of like the Hypixel build battle, if you've ever played that, you know, back in the day in like Minecraft. Didn't work. Could barely get the outline of a shape in that amount of time. But that's kind of what I love about this game too, is you can just go into such an immense attention to detail, or if you really wanted to, you know, for instance, obsess about the lift ratio, you know, the maximum lift ratio, the optimal one, you can, which I truly love, because I do that. I truly enjoy looking at like the lift ratios and stuff like that. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I'm still a little bit new to large grid, and for the most part, you know, I don't build spaceships that often. Like, and when I do, I'm a little bit of a hydrogen enthusiast. Like, this is let me get the Ton 618 out here. This is the last time I built like a large grid ship. Oh, there we go. But as you can see, it's all hydrogen. You know, I always use hydrogen, so never really used these other than on like missiles, I suppose. And even then, not really, because I just love hydrogen so much. Just the fact that you don't have to worry about the ratio is really nice for me. But it's about time I learned this, yeah. It's so much easier to use electric than hydrogen. Absolutely hate farming ice. Alright, well, that seems pretty solid. Get some more batteries on here. Should I do 4 or is 3 appropriate? I feel like 3 makes sense. Don't want it to be too blocky. Yeah, I've always wanted to build like a survival comet base in this game. Like, because you know, it's kind of super Minecraft to some extent. So the thought of waking up in my world and I look out, I'm like in an asteroid looking out, that'd be awesome. But again, this game doesn't really feel like it supports like space stations. It just doesn't seem to. And maybe if they're stationary, it's like a different thing. Maybe it's moving it that makes it a big deal. But you know, when I build a space station or something, I pretty much always hit the grid limit pretty much right away. I mean, just trying to build like the outline of it, I hit the grid limit. It's, you know, if the space station is the size of this, I mean, I guess that would be pretty sizable, but you know, you're not parking not parking the Ton 618 thing I built in there for sure. Anything that I can park that in seems to hit that grid limit, as I said, so could not be more excited for this Space Engineers 2 thing coming out. Yeah, it will be easy to add more, that's a good point. Oh, it looks like I can put 3 of these here. Be another good spot to throw in a couple atmospherics. Oh, actually just 1. Should I do 1 or 3? I feel like 1 makes more sense there. Alright, I'm liking the way this is looking so far. This is seeming pretty promising. Having this would be fun. Amount of missiles I could fit into this thing. What do I think the ship's weight might be? I guess we could probably do a little quick estimate. So this would probably have to be like what? 50, I was assuming 50 blocks tall. Yeah, about 50 blocks tall. So 50 by... What is this? So it's like roughly 22 by 25. Oh, a ship thruster requirement calculator. That's awesome. It's so cool they have that. Is this really oh, I see. Because it starts from right here. So that's probably my mistake. But it is 22 now. You know what? Close enough. So 22 by 22 by 50. What is the circle? So, you know, we'll just say minus 25% for the corners cut. So how would I do that? Times 0.75. Oh, check this out. I'm gonna do a quick pro gamer tip I taught yesterday. If you ever have an automatic shutdown, for instance, I schedule my computer to shut down at midnight every night. You type in shutdown/A in the command prompt, it'll go right away. That's fun. That's like a little make sure you're humble. Keeps you humble, keeps you awake. If you're not awake, computer gets shut down midstream. God, that's a jump scare. That woke me up a little bit, so ready to get back to it. God damn. So 22 or 24,200, not 22, times 0.75, 1850, and then each block weighs 500 kilograms. So it'll be it'll be just short of like 1,000,000 kilograms is what it's looking like. Probably about 1,000,000 kilograms. Yeah, it's, now that I say that out loud, that is pretty absurd, but a million kilograms for this fella. This is, what number starship are they on? Are they on 2 or are they on 3 now? This is starship, like, 7. I didn't realize how absurd those starships were until I saw people walking by the thrusters, and I was like, oh, wow. I mean, even this thing might actually be about the same size as it, which is kind of like crazy to think. Nah, that's got to be capped. There's no way that's true. I'm probably overestimating it. But it's a pretty large thing. It might actually be, I think it's about the size of this right here. Which, I mean, when you think about it, it's pretty absurd. You know, from this battery right to this battery. 17 atmospheric thrusters. I feel like my math can't be right there, but that, you know, I'm optimistic that that's true because that would be very good for me. What could I put here? Oh, with 100% efficiency. Yep, that's probably what it is. So this might be an appropriate amount. Alright, well let me see. What am I going to do for the next layer of this? So I have batteries. I think it's got a good... Oh no, it needs way more batteries. Okay, so we'll do another layer or 2 of batteries. Let me get a little bit yellow so it's easy to tell. It's more than a little bit yellow. It's actually a pretty cool color. Didn't mean to do that, but I'm happy I did. Yeah, I'd like to hope no matter what I manage to load in this thing, even at max capacity, this is hopefully enough thrusters. But I'll do my little thruster layering thing I like to do. So hopefully it won't be an issue. We'll see though. I'll do a test flight before I do any thruster layering. I'll put, hold on. No, not the Gatling cannon. Yeah, like this. I'll put something like this on the side, if that does become an issue, where I have them where there's the ones on the outsides, but then on the inside there's also these ones that are just close enough that they don't burn each other. As you can see, there's ion and atmospheric here. Worst case, I'll just toss some stuff like that on the sides here. That's not takeoff, that's just a hover. Yeah, yeah. So definitely sounding like the absurd amount of thrusters we have is probably more so the accurate amount of thrusters we'll need. If not more, maybe. So there's a layer of batteries. I think that should be good. And that allows me to place this here. I always love doing this. Having to go top to bottom like that always looks cool. Oh wait, if I do that I won't be able to build anything above it, and I need to. Backed myself into a corner with that one. This must be more than 1,000,000 kilograms then. I'm not the best at math. That must be wrong. I bet it's probably over 1,000,000 already. Already 3,000,000 kilograms. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. 3,000,000 already? Bro. When this thing thrusts, it just moves the earth behind it. Good lord. Yeah, 30 million out of 0 for sure. Needs 26 large ions. Definitely more than 26, because there's 6 here, 6 here, so 24 there, and then 5 on each side. So we have 44 large ions. So 44 might even be we might be schmoovin'. But you know, some of these blocks probably weigh more than others, so there's still a solid chance that definitely still a solid chance we'll need more thrusters, but for now. $20,000,000 kilograms requires 51. So we probably will have to do the ion thruster like stacking sort of deal. So it looks like a lot of this will probably be taken up just by thrusters. And then maybe the top section. So it will actually need to be this tall just for the amount of thrusters it'll need. But for instance, I could now mirror all these blocks basically. Like that. Would have to be internal though. So let's see. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't weigh over 20. I really doubt it will, but I did not expect it to already weigh 3 million. That's crazy. But it's gonna be pretty hollow from here, I think. So, you know, hopefully not an issue. But yeah, I could do this, and then I think it's one distance. Yep. It's always like the distance of one thruster. The size of the thruster is the range of the damage, if I remember correctly. This is just me doing a building stream. If anybody has any requests of things they want me to build, I'd be more than happy to do so. But at the moment, I'm just building a hauling vessel, I guess. We're saying it's like a freighter slash rocket ship, and it's gonna basically use electricity, solar panels or whatever to carry your ships into orbit. Because you know, space elevator is a little difficult to build. Might as well have a rocket do it. Damage things 5 blocks away. Look at that. 4 blocks. Great catch. That would have been funny. It's just, hey, why is this smoking? That makes sense though, because usually with this game it's like it's in 5s and 3s when they do that sort of damage stuff. So that's how it is with small grid. I think it's either it does the large ones are 5, small ones are 3. So makes sense. Yeah, that is a real space engineer's universal moment. You know, everybody born between, you know, 2000, 2006, or what is it, 1998 to 2006 has the memory of waking up in the middle of the night to the George Lopez theme song. What is the song? 2.5 Men. That show with George Lopez. Um, Everybody has that universal memory. Space engineers, it's wait, why is that smoking? Where's that coming from? I think we'll do one more layer of these, just for safety. If it's like 50 something to get out minimum, then we might as well get a little bit of speed while we're at it. Oh, actually, looks like we can go up one more. Yeah, we'll go up one more. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we'll be able to get up 2 more. It probably doesn't need that many thrusters at that point. That might be a little excessive. Well, this is only adding, what, 12 each time? So that would add... Currently 56 down. Okay, yeah, so we probably should keep adding them. Because that's like minimum weight. Probably won't exceed 20, but if we carry stuff, you know, who's to say we don't carry something that's a little bit heavy? Yeah, I think we'll probably do one more layer of these then. Just top off this layer right here, and we'll call it quits on those ion thrusters. Sure, they'll do their job. This actually looks a lot like the small grid missiles I build. So it's funny, when you're building a large enough thing, kind of blurs the line between the two. I'm hoping they add some like super large grid in the future. Because I feel like everything I build either hits the grid limit immediately, or... Actually, no, that's pretty much it. It pretty much always hits the grid limit immediately. So... Alright. No way that doesn't go places. And then since we're here, we'll get the gyroscopes going. Can't forget those. What will we have gyroscopes be? We'll keep that silver. I'm gonna paint all of the rest of the craft. I just like to keep everything a relatively plain color other than like electronics like batteries and stuff or engines, just to make it a little easier to see. How many cargo containers? I'm not really sure. I'll probably just put however many goes all the way up to the top. Let's see, what would that be? Nope, another layer. Oh wait, no, that's the, I need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wow, it just keeps going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I'm above it. So it looks like probably 15 to 20. Let's just say worst case scenario 20, just to see what the like outrageous estimate would be. Much better to overshoot than under. Doubles it, that's crazy. Well, it's a good thing we got these here then. Maybe we'll add some more. Why don't we do... How many can we add within reason here? 1, 2. So 2 per side, so 8. Yeah, I think that's doable. I think we can double it for sure. Oop. Oops, there we go. Maybe we'll go one more layer up with that then. But we'll see how many we have at the end. So it's 8 per layer, so 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, hopefully. Could put some large atmos in the corners. True, actually. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Help space them out a little bit better. Didn't think about that. Yeah, maybe offset. I keep forgetting these warfare thrusters are really weird with their spacing, so theoretically that would have worked out perfectly if we weren't using the ion thrusters, but Unlucky. Because yeah, I think it'd be good to get a couple of those in there at least. I could definitely put them right here. Like I could just get rid of those and put this right here. Yeah, offset them and put them in the 3x3. Where can I get a clean 3x3 taken out of this? I think that's the issue. It's like I don't see anywhere I could take like a clean 3x3 out. Other than right here, obviously, but... But I could like, you know, that wouldn't look bad. You know, just expand it out one. Then just do the up and down, you know, delete this. Do the up and down stuff there. It's like the most I could cram into this space. So if I did this, one large ammo, so it's a better ratio too. Okay, I see. So yeah, definitely replace it then. Yeah, I thought I remember that. I thought they do like 9 times or something like that, something crazy. Fits perfectly there too. Yeah, perfect fit. Wait, what does the regular one look like? Because I saw the small one was pretty cool looking. I really like that. I've slept on these regular looking atmospheric thrusters. They look really cool. I think I was just like, oh, sci-fi one looks super detailed, which means it's better, but you know, the simplicity is pretty cool in these things. I like them. Yeah, the point where the ions come together. That's what I was trying to figure out, is like that would make the most sense. So if I were to like try to take a chunk out of this anywhere though, with a 3x3, I'm always intersecting another large ion that doesn't necessarily need to be cut off. Other than right here. Right here would actually be a really good place to do it. Because what would that be? If I have a 3x3, you know, that wouldn't be a half bad place to put it. Yeah, Definitely really like right here. Doesn't extrude too far either, which is nice. Yeah, I do like those large ones there more. That does look better. Plus it's going to be a lot more functional. So I could do something like... Go for about another 9 more minutes here till 12:30. Uh, Stayed up quite late last night, so I'm hoping gonna need to recharge a little bit. Just like this thing will need to recharge for like 7 business days before you can actually fly it a second time. Actually, I feel like we have enough batteries, so let's not cripple this with battery cost. Cool spots in the thruster stack. Yeah, I think that would be cool. There's got to be somewhere that I can fit them for sure. I mean, obviously you're absolutely right. It's the only issue is right here. Everywhere else, yeah. Like right here, I'll obviously put them there because you have every reason to, you know. So if they don't aim down, or I mean, if they don't go, if I can't put 2 per, then I'll just put 1, and even then, that'll still be a quite large benefit. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Oh, do you mean like a group Discord? No, I don't have a group Discord. I don't think. I might. If I do, I don't really use Discord, so if I do, I've forgotten about it, unfortunately. But I'd be willing to make one for sure. At some point I'll probably make a Discord for this channel. I just, you know, I just kind of started streaming. I think it was yesterday or the day prior to that, so don't want to put the cart before the horse too much, you know. I'm really liking the look of this. Like, obviously it's, you know, the crude internals of it, but this is looking pretty cool. Make sure I save this before I lose it. Yeah, no, I mean, I quite literally just started streaming, like, within the last 48 hours. And even then, I've been doing a bunch of random different things for my streams. I mean, I did everything from this game to Marvel Rivals to, I mean, I play drum sets, like a hobby of mine. I love drum kit, so I even did a little drum kit stream. I was gonna do another one today, but we had to do some electrical work for the IRL, so ended up not working out. But hoping to do another one tomorrow. Oh shoot, I could put. What about this? I feel like I might be cooking here. Oh, I cooked. Let's go. That looks awesome. Or it doesn't. It's not like it doesn't look awesome, but that's very functional. Oh, is that gonna? Oh, it's gonna extrude. No. Okay, still. 3 pers. Crazy. This thing's gonna have some good lift. I mean, this is how I feel most builds should be done anyway. I feel like you should figure out the mobility aspect of it first and then build around the mobility portion, because, you know, my worst thing I've done is build, like, where is it? This was my first large grid ship that I built. I have a little ad for it on my channel because I thought it was so cool. And nowadays I look at it, I'm just like, ha, I had fun with it at least. It's not the best, but I had fun with it. This fella is so goofy. It can't, like, support its own weight any direction but facing up and down, so you're pretty much locked to WASD. And it looks cool. I like it. It's the first time I built an elevator in this game. Let me see if it works. This part I like. I've still used elevators to this day as a result. Ah! Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but please don't break my current ship. But long story short, that thing was the worst in terms of mobility. So I'm definitely a big fan of everything I build. I basically build the engine for, if you will, the mobility portion of the build before I start on anything else. So just from my personal experience, you know, looking at the internals of a build and which ones have went well, which ones haven't, I'm very, very happy with the way this looks. This is extremely compact. 2 ions and 1 atmo. Try a corner where you have 2 ions flat against the ones already on the stack. Oh, yeah. Are you talking... this portion here? Because I think this would be a good portion to do. Meantime, let me throw some extras on here. You can never have too many. Oh my goodness, I need to drink some water. Never can quite have too many thrusters. Not down there? I mean, obviously it's a little difficult because you're describing it via chat. There's a little bit of a delay. But, oh, I suppose I could do it right there. Because if I had the large... So you said a large hydrogen, or I mean a large... Oh, 2 ions, 1 atmo. You were talking about right here. I'll hold it still, so it takes into account the delay. I know, right? I know, it's unfortunate. But I'll hold the cursor still for a little bit. Hopefully that fixes it. Alright, let me go down a little bit. What about there? Up where you were adding the... Oh, you're talking up here. So you were saying 2 of these, and then 1 Atmos, and you're talking kind of like this then, right? Ah. Yeah, I think it's really fun. Like obviously it's a little painstaking to figure it out. Yeah, other way for sure, but oh wait, did you mean invert it? Ions closer together and 1 Atmo. Oh, nothing in the corner. So I guess you could do something like that. Yeah, it would be so easy if you could just draw a picture, huh? Yeah, that is a good idea. And then yeah, as you said, leave space in the middle for gyros and stuff for the internal components. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, you could even put one right here perhaps, or you could put this. Oh, I see what you might be getting at. Yeah, that does make sense. Yep. And then, yep, that makes perfect sense. Yep, that's great. That's definitely a little bit more efficient. Awesome. Much appreciated. Yeah, those are the little, I mean, it's literally just a simple arrangement of the thrusters, but even just that little arrangement makes this thing significantly more efficient. So, you know, that's the stuff I love about this game. Even just the way you arrange the thrusters is a little bit of a big deal. But yeah, that'll be perfect. Did I take it off of silver armor? Oops. Yeah, that'll work perfect. Yeah, a game where engineering works, no kidding. I'm hoping Space Engineers goes a little more into that too. You know, I know they can't let us, you know, design our own weaponry necessarily. You know, if everybody gets the Gatling cannon, you don't get to spend the time designing the better Gatling cannon. But at the same time, you kind of do. Like, you kind of do. For instance, this is an assault Gatling cannon because it turns out you actually can make a better Gatling cannon than what's in the game. Well, I won't load that in. I have a little demonstration video on that on the channel. It's like 15 seconds, so no need to go into that right now. Yeah, let me finish up this thought, and then yeah, have them go both ways, of course. Oh, a little bit lower. Yeah, that is going to be incredibly efficient. Yeah, I think we're gonna have quite the space elevator. Probably call it that. You know, the quote in quotes. You know, just like it's called the in quotes Tomahawk missile. It's not actually called that. We just think it looks like a thing that should be called a Tomahawk missile, so it's in quotes. Now I'll call it in quotes the space elevator or something like that. Would be cool. Any ideas for a name? I mean, you've helped out a lot with this. I think you deserve a little input. Yeah, space elevator. I think that'd be fun. I know one of the ads that made me first play this game was actually watching the space elevator thing where it was like auto printing in front of it. I don't know how they did that. I still to this day don't know how they built that. Something that's always fascinated me was that like auto building. I've seen people who build like auto road paving mining vessels and stuff. It's crazy what some people are capable of in this game. It's awesome. I know, right? I'm horrible at naming things too. That's why I just was like, hey, it's lifts things up and down. It's kind of like an elevator, and it goes to where? To space. It's a space elevator. Fortunately, I'll have to wrap up here in a few minutes once I get done with all these thrusters, but I played this game pretty much every single day, so chances are I'll be playing this game at some point tomorrow, and I always put up the scheduled stream thing beforehand so you'll know when it's coming then. Ship printers and stuff? Yeah, ship printers, I really love ship printers. Let me see if I can pull up. I can't load this in the game because it'll take 10 minutes because it's my largest thing I've ever built. This, as you can see, it's a small grid craft. Not so small. Like that's just there's a whole refining bay, as you can see my character right there. I mean, that's the size of the side thrusters. This is that thing right there. It is a absolutely behemoth craft. It is, even just clicking that probably just set me back 3 minutes of my life. Yeah, 68 megabytes, 119,000 blocks. The whole point of that thing is it actually prints missiles. It prints and fuels AI missiles and then shoots them at people. That's its exclusive purpose in life. I love printers. And once I learned how printers work, that became like my main thing. Every missile I have can be printed by a printer. I don't use subgrids. I don't use anything like that specifically, so that everything can be printed. That's why I'm so excited for Space Engineers 2. I mean, not only is there no subgrids, there's multi-gridding, which is the thing I've been dreaming of, basically, you know. I only play by what you would call like vanilla scriptless rules, so that includes not enabling the super gridding thing, because it's not enabled in or official rules, I guess is the term, because it's official server rules. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that. I mean, the moment they said, you know, I can strap a large grid warhead on a small grid missile, I was sold. I mean, you can still do that today. I have one. It's this this Kontos missile. So you can see you have a magnetic part, and it sends a signal to that top part, which is a large grid warhead. You can do it. It's just a pain. It's actually pretty worth it too. I'd say that's my best missile I have by quite a long shot, and it's extremely accurate. It's just really inconsistent with what is it? Like, it'll always hit the target if it detects the target, but the keyword is if it detects the target. I think that's the best way to put it. The AI oftentimes did not have time to detect the target before it was already so close to the target that it couldn't maneuver properly and still intercept it in time. I think that's the best way to phrase that, given it's 12:30 at night. But yeah, it looks like, I mean, this looks phenomenal. Again, truly appreciate the help. This is going to be a really, really fun craft. I can only imagine the things this thing is going to be capable of lifting. Yeah, I think they had to make it a way that was easier to do. And thankfully, I don't know if you saw that recent Keen post, but they have a small to large grid converter thing, and it looks like it's some sort of force field or something like that. I don't know how it works. It seems that you can they just had like large grid crafts driving around with small grid blocks or something. I can't quite remember. Yeah, I'll definitely take this and make it lift off tomorrow. I'll even put some ships on it and stuff and see what we can get it to lift without failing. Maybe some artificial mass blocks too. Yeah, I'll be sure to schedule a stream. It'll probably be sometime around 12 p.m. I always get that mixed up with AM, but 12 p.m. because it's currently 12 a.m. But otherwise, I always do the streams at like night. I love playing this game at night, even if it, you know, I'm always sleep deprived. Sometimes it results in some fun creations. So either 12 p.m. or 8 p.m. One of those two times. I'll schedule the stream ahead of time, so it'll be up on the channel. It'll be scheduled, so you'll know definitively tomorrow what time it will be. Um, Noon. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll make sure that that's the community build stream. Sometimes I do build streams where I'll do build requests. Other times I do missiles. So I'll have that be the my bad, not community build. I'll have that be the missile stream where I'm testing this out and doing some programming and stuff. Last couple streams were missile testing that I did a community build. Next one will be a missile testing, and we'll start figuring this thing out, getting the coding going or whatever. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. I'm actually quite hyped for this one. I really want to see where we can bring this, because if I build this and it works well, all of a sudden it opens the door for me to build these missiles. Where are they at? I mean, how many of these can I fit to this fella? Let's see. Maybe 2 right there. 8 per side. You get 82 of these guys flying your way. 80. Did I just say 82? 32. If you get 32 of these guys flying your way, even if a third of them hit. I mean, yeah, we did the math. This thing will be able to carry whatever we want it to carry, hopefully. And yeah, we math at 12:30 at night. That's crazy, but I'm quite excited to see how this works if we even went as far as to do the math for it. Oh yeah, how much does this weigh? That's a good question. Oh, oh my goodness. 18 million pounds. Well, we'll have our work cut out for us tomorrow, that's for sure. Well, looks like we'll be building as much as we'll be testing. Maybe we'll add some like side boosters or something that detach. I don't know. And they'll parachute down or something. You can just have them auto guide to like a grinder bay, be reused. It's not a bad idea. But that'll be yeah, guesstimated for 20. I feel like, 20 isn't too far off at this point, because I feel like that's the heaviest of it built. The rest is just kind of like timer blocks and stuff, kind of empty space. So, that's the majority of it. I'd say no more than 25. So, we got plenty of thrusters here. We'll have enough speed. I'll add a top layer though too, so that'll add another what? At minimum, that'll add another 20. So, we'll have another 20 with the top layer. But yeah, like I said, no other game tricks me into having fun doing math quite like this one. I'm not sure if I appreciate it or resent it. I'm still figuring that out. Depends on what time of day it is. Well, anyway, looks like I'll go ahead and end things off here. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the stream, and I hope to see you guys in the next one tomorrow. I'll have one at 12, hopefully. And if all things go well, I'll have one at between 8 to 10-ish, depends what I'm doing tomorrow. Alright, guys, have a good one. See you in the next one.